From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Monday, December the 14th, right now on Good Morning Indiana. Coronavirus vaccines are on the move this morning. We are taking a closer look at the difficult task of storing the vaccine.
They allow seating for 2 to 4 people, or 1 to 4 people in there. We say 3 comfortable, 4 cozy.
Getting creative to keep dining the unique way. One local restaurant is keeping diners outside as the temperatures drop.
I did buying gifts this last Christmas.
Hundreds of dollars in gift cards purchased by a local woman. And by the time she got home, the money was gone. She reaches out to WRTV to get help and results.
And so we've been searching all summer long, really, for almost 9 months now.
Plus, if you're planning to buy a new appliance, get ready to wait. Working for you, we're looking at the reasons behind the delays so you don't waste your money. On this Monday morning, thank you for starting your day with Good Morning Indiana. I'm Rafael Sanchez. Our Lauren Casey is off today. Todd Clausen is back. And Todd, if Lauren were here in Studio A, you know that she would be all bundled up in that body scarf that she keeps somewhere in Studio A. I don't know where she keeps it, but I'm sure it's somewhere in this building. But in the meantime, you have a great forecast for us today. A little chilly, right?
Yeah, you know, it's a chilly day, but here we are, Rafael, in the middle of December. You expect days like this, and while it is going to be cold, at least we don't have any storm systems heading our way. Now, there's clouds in place this morning all across the area, and temperatures are below freezing in some locations. To the north, we're in the 20s now from Lafayette over to the Peru area, 32 in Indianapolis, Bloomington at 35 degrees. You factor in the wind, and there are some wind chill values that are in the teens, down to 21 for the wind chill value in Indianapolis. So you definitely need to bundle up here this morning, especially if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time. The clouds are in place, but off to our west, you notice there in Peoria, clouds starting to break apart. It's a slow process this morning, but eventually the clearing line will push our way as that storm system off to our east makes its way up the east coast. So thankfully we don't have to worry about any precipitation today. So just be patient for the clouds to decrease. Eventually we get some sunshine in here later on this afternoon, but you notice the temperatures, they don't really do a whole lot even once we do get into some sunshine. We'll talk about the rest of today and also talk about the potential by midweek of maybe a little bit of light snow across the area. More on that, Rafael, in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you so much. Good morning to Pendleton, Fishers, and Lawrence. Let's stay on the city's northeast side. This is I-465 at East 56th Street. As you can see, traffic is moving along really well this morning. A chilly start to your commute, as Todd just talked about, but no problems this morning on the interstate system. The first vials of the Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine are on the move this morning. 2.9 million doses are headed to 636 locations in all 50 states. Here in Indiana, those vaccines are headed to IU Health Methodist Hospital before being shipped to 4 other hospitals. Once out of its shipping container, the vaccine needs to be moved into special freezers in less than 2 minutes. It can also be put in a standard refrigerator to thaw, where it can stay up to 5 days. Out of the refrigerator, a vial is quickly diluted into 5 doses that must be injected within 2 hours or it spoils. We'll have more information on Indiana's role in the vaccine distribution coming up right here in the next half hour of Good Morning Indiana. This morning, the number of COVID-19 cases remain high right here in our state. Health officials confirm more than 6,000 new COVID-19 cases on Sunday. Since the pandemic began, more than 424,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. Health officials also confirm 37 more people in Indiana have died with COVID-19. Last week, an average of 85 people died each day with the virus. In the first 13 days of this month, 759 Hoosiers have died with COVID-19. In November, 520 people died in the first 13 days of the month. Many Hoosiers are trying to walk the fine line between supporting their local businesses and staying safe from this virus. A Broad Ripple restaurant believes it has one solution as the weather gets colder. The Public Greens location in Broad Ripple came up with this greenhouse idea. It's a concept that Katie Pittman and her team says is a solution from health recommendations that say that customers should eat outdoors. Pittman says the concept has already received a warm welcome from families with children.
We actually just had a woman that said, she's like, you know, I just had a newborn child. We're celebrating our anniversary, and we didn't know if we would be able to go out to eat and celebrate.
As a reminder, the greenhouse seating arrangements are intended for groups already spending time together. In Bloomington, local businesses are facing their own set of challenges as students are remote learning until all the way through February. The general manager of the Uptown Cafe on Kirkwood Avenue says that since Thanksgiving, they've seen a dramatic drop in business. The family restaurant has been open in Bloomington for 44 years. The GM says with winter here and no football fans, they're trying to get creative and to stay open.
We're probably most excited about our outdoor dining solution right now, which is they're heated igloos. They're transparent igloos that are able to seat up to 8 people in one party. And we've been able to do that with a lot of success, and they're booked out for the rest of this month, really, and into the winter. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of them, and it won't generate a lot, but it's something exciting and at least getting the people talking.
I would love to eat in one of those igloos. The GM says he understands people are uncomfortable, but he says that restaurants have always followed rigorous safety procedures. But he encourages people to find ways to support local businesses because many are on the brink of closing. The Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association says more than 30% of restaurants expect to close within 6 months without any federal relief. We are now just 10 days from Christmas Eve, and the holiday shopping frenzy, as you know, is well underway. Our Kelsey Anderson is live this morning with a warning if you're shopping online or mailing gifts across the country. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Raphael. So I'm a visual learner, and I'm pretty sure you are too, so I made this for you. There are 11 days until Christmas, and today, December 14th, starts the busiest week for the United States Postal Service as far as shipping goes. And they say if you are mailing a gift or sending one or ordering online, you need to do it by December 18th so it can be here by December 25th. Now, that's proving true this morning. In the last hour, we've already seen 2 big trucks here at the post office in Fortville bringing in those deliveries, and the USPS saying it's going to be a record year this year, and that's why they expanded their deliveries to Sunday. Now, they say, again, if you are wanting your package to be there by Christmas, you need to send it ground transportation by December 18th, and after December 19th, you're gonna have to do that priority shipping again if you want it to get there on time. Now, I did send some packages to Florida earlier this week, or last week, excuse me, on Tuesday. It was supposed to be there on Saturday, and it is delayed. So again, if you are shipping anything or ordering online, I recommend doing it as soon as possible. That way you can make sure those packages get there by Christmas Eve. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. I love that creative box, and thank you for all that critical information that we all need for those packages to arrive on time. The time now is 6:09, and the pandemic is forcing people to get creative as trips are canceled and people have to adjust to stay safe. In March, we told you about a local group unable to go to Spain. This group, but you know what? That has not stopped them from exploring. Youth Global Perspectives has purchased virtual reality headsets. The headsets were able to be purchased through a grant. The founder of the group says she came up with this idea because she believes that traveling beyond Indianapolis is especially important right now.
Gave us a chance to take another look at the organization and come up with ways to be innovative, because had COVID not happened, we probably wouldn't even been thinking about other ways to travel without actually leaving. And the virtual reality piece is also helpful for financial reasons. Some families aren't able to raise a portion of the money for their trip. So if they just want to have their kids signed up with the virtual reality program, they can still have some experiences.
Here's the good news. The Spain trip has now been moved to next summer. If you have a student interested in participating or you'd like to support this group, we've put all the information in our story right now on our website, WRTV.com. Members of the Electoral College from across the country will cast their votes later today. Coming up, we're breaking down how the process works this year. But first, you're checking your local forecast with Todd Clausen.
In Raphael, we have lots of clouds this morning, but it is dry as we start off the new work week. We have a big storm system, as you see on radar, passing just off to our east. That's the first of two big storm systems for this work week. The second one, it gets a little bit closer. Could bring us a little bit of light snow. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana as we continue our coverage of Democracy 2020 across the country. Members of the Electoral College will meet later today. Our Joe St. George explains the process and the reason behind it.
In state houses all across the country today, electors to the Electoral College will meet, and if all goes according to plan, will confirm what we already know, that Joe Biden is president-elect of the United States. Usually this political process receives very little media attention, but because President Trump has yet to concede this election, the Electoral College is under more scrutiny this year. Remember, our founding fathers wanted the Electoral College to pick the president and vice president and not the popular vote. And that's what will happen today. This is a map of the 2020 results by state. The states in blue will vote for President-elect Biden. The red states will vote for President Trump. Only Maine and Nebraska will split their votes. If you're wondering who the electors are, they are in most states chosen from the state's political party. Hillary Clinton, for instance, is an elector in New York.
Not a political statement.
Depending on who wins a state dictates which slate of electors gets to vote. The Supreme Court recently said electors can be removed and even fined if they don't vote for who they are supposed to. After today, the process goes to the newly elected Congress, and on January 6th, they will officially certify the Electoral College and their votes. Vice President Mike Pence is required by law to preside over that vote. Again, nothing is expected to change today, but it could force more Republicans, like Senator Mitch McConnell or even President Trump, to say for the first time that Joe Biden is president-elect. I'm Joe St. George reporting.
Joe, thank you so much. Indiana has 11 electors voting today. You see them on your screen, and they come from various parts of our state. The 8 men and 3 women will cast their vote at 10 o'clock this morning. The State House plans to offer a live stream for you to watch the vote. The U.S. Commerce Department is the victim of a data breach. It says that the FBI and Homeland Security are now investigating. This morning, Homeland Security officials say multiple entities are affected. It's trying to help mitigate potential compromises. Sources tell the Washington Post Russian government hackers are responsible for this situation. They say the attack also includes the U.S. Treasury Department. The Indianapolis Colts are betting on a trip to Las Vegas to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they did it. Hopefully, right? The odds were in their favor. The blue and white winning the last 3 on the road. The Colts could not be stopped on the ground against the Raiders on Sunday. What a great game. Rookie running back Jonathan Taylor ran for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Phillip Rivers completed 18 of 28 passes for 244 yards. The Colts handily beat the Raiders 44-27. The win keeps the Colts firmly in the playoff picture. The Texans pay a visit to Lucas Oil Stadium next weekend. Go Colts. Todd Clawson. We hope they make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, they looked all very impressive there yesterday, Raphael. I was watching the game. The pass game was going, the run game was going, so hopefully carry that over to the last few weeks of the season and into the playoffs. All right, outside right now, it's pretty quiet. We're dealing with lots of clouds around. There's a bit of a breeze this morning as well, and there's a chill in the air. As we go into the afternoon hours, the clouds should start to break apart a little bit for some sunshine. We're never going to get rid of the clouds completely throughout the day today, and overall it remains cold and breezy all the way into the afternoon and evening hours. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s here this morning, 29 in Lafayette, 28 in Peru, right at 32 in Indianapolis. Our highs have already occurred for the day today. They were shortly after midnight. They were in the upper 30s. For the rest of the day, there's really just not going to be a whole lot of warming that is going to take place. Here are your wind chill values, and now down to 16 is what it feels like in Peru, 18 in Lafayette, feels like 21 in Indianapolis. So definitely bundle up a little bit if you're going to be out for an extended period of time, and obviously you'll need the coat throughout the entire day today. The clouds are in place right now. There's a little bit of clearing here taking place off to our west near Peoria, but that'll slowly make its way into our direction. What we really need to do is wait for this big storm system off to our west to make its way off into New England. As that moves off to the east, it'll pull the clouds with it, and that's what will eventually bring a little bit of sunshine into to our area. Temperatures today not going to do a whole lot this afternoon. As I mentioned, about 33 in Lafayette as well as Muncie, 31 in Kokomo. Highs today will be around 35 in Martinsville as well as Shelbyville, 36 in Bloomington and Bedford. With the wind, though, it'll feel cooler than that throughout the entire day. This evening, the skies will start to clear. And as soon as the skies clear, temperatures will start to drop off quickly. We're in the 20s later on this evening. Tomorrow morning, you wake up to temperatures that'll be in the low to mid 20s. So Tuesday starts with some very chilly conditions across the area. And then throughout the day tomorrow, it's the opposite of today. We start with some sunshine. We end with some cloud cover with highs in the low to mid 30s for your afternoon high. And then as we get into the evening hours tomorrow, the clouds will gather. And then by the time we get to Wednesday, we'll start to see a little bit of light snow head our way, as we are going to be on the far western portion of a storm system. And you see it mixes a little bit as we get into Wednesday evening. So the timing's a little bit slower today than it was with the models yesterday, which were bringing the snow in for the morning commute. As the precipitation comes in later in the day, temperatures will probably be a little closer to freezing. Either way you look at it, we're not looking at a lot in the way of snow, generally an inch or less, and that's mainly in southern locations. Another storm system heads our way Saturday, though, with another potential, Raphael, of some rain and snow. That one should be more mainly rain, though, as highs climb into the mid-40s.
Todd, thank you so much. As we look at your traffic this morning, good morning to Newcastle, Lebanon, and Greenwood. Let's stay south of the skyline. There is I-65 at County Line Road. You can see that traffic in both southbound and northbound lanes are moving well this morning. A new study shows that evolution may be to blame for doubling the risk for cancer in some people. Researchers say most people no longer produce a certain protein as part of their immune system. The human body can no longer determine if the protein is good or bad and gets rid of it. Now, researchers estimate that about 30% of the population still carries that protein. They say those with the protein are twice as likely to develop an advanced cancer. Now, researchers say the discovery should help develop screening systems for the protein and better treatment options for cancer patients who get that protein. Scientists at UC Davis say a recent discovery could change the way that doctors treat gut problems. They found an enzyme in the colon that releases hydrogen peroxide, which protects the colon from other microorganisms. When those microorganisms get into the colon, that's when people can experience the uncomfortable symptoms of inflammation. Researchers say the discovery could lead to treatments protecting the body's internal filters rather than antibiotics that destroy those microorganisms. Watching your blood pressure during middle-age years can protect your brain health later in life. Elevated levels of blood pressure can damage blood vessels in the brain. Researchers found that damage can happen even with blood pressure numbers at the top of the normal range. Doctors say that damage can cause larger blood vessels in the brain to harden over time. And now researchers say more work needs to be done to determine how risk factors such as high cholesterol or smoking can contribute to that damage. At 6:21, a young boy turns his coronavirus boredom into a passion project. Coming up, how his talent with a paintbrush is now helping his hometown police department. Plus, a terrifying video shows a Florida Gator basketball player collapsing on the court. Coming up on Good Morning America, the latest on his condition and what doctors say happened in this case. And a good morning to Morristown, Martinsville, and McCordsville, all great places to call home. As we take a live look at our skyline here in downtown Indianapolis, always what a great view. And you're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV. It is now time to check to see what's trending at 6. Sarah Fuller from Vanderbilt, she continues to make history. On Saturday, Fuller became the first woman to score in a Power 5 college football game. She scored the extra point following Vandy's first touchdown of the game. Her family was there to witness the history, and congratulations to her and her family. You go, Sarah. Former NHL superstar Wayne Gretzky has added another record to his resume. The Great One's collectible card from his rookie 1978 through 79 season with the Edmonton Oilers fetched $1.29 million at auction. $1.29. That's a whole lot of money. It's the first NHL card to sell for over $1 million. The 59-year-old Canadian is the league's all-time scorer and won 4 Stanley Cups during his Hall of Fame career. Gretzky is widely considered the greatest hockey player of all time. You might remember that Gretzky actually played 8 games for the short-lived Indianapolis, if the prompter could move for me, Racers before being sold to Edmonton. Thank you, Neil, at the prompter. This past spring, 9-year-old Mason Duffy painted American flags on wooden pallets to keep busy. He wasn't originally going to sell them, but Mason decided to raise money through his art and help police canines. Mason ended up painting 66 pallets and raised more than $4,600. The money raised will be used to buy 2 vests for New Jersey police departments. What a great cause. And you know, people, Todd, every day doing something great, whether it's out of state or right here in our state, and we appreciate all their efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always, as I've been saying through this whole pandemic, it's always nice to see the creativity and a lot of people using that creativity, Raphael, for good here as we push forward now into December. All right, outside right now, it is cold. We're in the 20s, we're in the 30s. Wind chills are in the teens in some locations. We have a damp feel out there, even though there's no precipitation falling from the sky. As we work our way throughout the day today, there's just not going to be a whole lot of warming that is going to take place. We'll see a little bit of sunshine as the afternoon wears on, but even with that sunshine, there's going to be a persistent northwesterly wind, and as a result, that is going to keep the temperatures from warming much at all here throughout the day. Today, only about 31 in Peru, 33 in Lafayette. Just highs a little bit warmer in southern locations. Bloomington getting up to right around 36 degrees.
Todd, thank you so much. If you've been looking for a new kitchen appliance this year, you know, it's been as tough as finding maybe a new Xbox or even a PlayStation. Working for you, John Matteries has tips for finding that new fridge or freezer so you don't waste your money.
Looking for a new fridge, dishwasher, or range? Well, the appliance shortage that started way back in March shows no sign of letting up. Tommy Conager needs more space in his fridge.
Yeah, this is one we've had when we built the house 17 years ago.
Like many families this pandemic, he tells me he wants to stock up on frozen beef and chicken.
Well, we'll just invest in a freezer that we'll put in the garage. So we started to look.
But finding a freezer was tougher than finding Nemo.
And so we've been searching all summer long, really, for almost 9 months now. And even when the big box stores have their specials, they don't have them in stock.
It turns out it doesn't matter whether you're looking for a freezer or a refrigerator, an $800 model or an $8,000 model. You're going to find shortages just about everywhere.
So this cafe brand is quite hard to come by at the moment.
Ken Riemann is co-owner of an appliance distributor who supplies builders and remodelers.
And when I check on our vendor websites, they're just not available.
He says the shortages that started when factories shut down for 2 months have not let up.
They'll give, for instance, an estimated time of December 5th, and December 6th comes around and that date moves then to January.
The issue now is high demand as people spend their vacation dollars this year on their kitchens. His suggestion, be flexible on brand and model. What do you tell someone who says, I need a refrigerator now?
We have products coming in. Our warehouses are more stuffed now than they have been ever, but it seems that we can't get the full package.
If you're hard to set on an exact size, color, and model, he says you could wait till spring. The worst shortage of all, standalone freezers, because not many of them are made. So don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries. Good morning, Indiana.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana, on this Monday morning, this is your 6:30 news feed. The Walmart in Beech Grove in Marion County set to reopen at 7 this morning, about a half an hour from now. The store closed Saturday for 2 days of deep cleaning. In Hamilton County, the Village Park Walmart in Carmel also closed but reopened Sunday morning. Walmart says the cleaning and sanitizing is part of their mission to keep employees and customers safe during the pandemic. An effort is now underway this holiday season to bring businesses back to Speedway. The town's Chamber of Commerce created a campaign to make up for lost time and lost money. During the 12 days of Speedway, businesses are offering special deals and working together to encourage people to shop local. This campaign runs through Christmas Eve. We have more information at WRTV.com. The pandemic forcing the Indianapolis Public Library to make changes Once again, beginning next Monday, December the 21st, the library will limit in-person services to curbside pickup. There will be limited walk-in use of computers, printers, and scanners. That will be on a first-come, first-served basis with 1-hour time limits. The changes are expected to be in place all the way through mid-January. 2 branches of the Hancock County Public Library also making some pandemic adjustments. Starting today, the libraries in Greenfield and New Palestine will reduce their hours each week to allow for deep cleaning of surfaces. Those library branches will be open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m., closed on Saturday and open on Sunday from 1 until 4 in the afternoon. The old Oak and Bucket game between IU and Purdue, it is back on. Last week, the universities announced that they had mutually agreed to cancel the rivalry game due to rising COVID-19 cases at both schools. But on Sunday, they announced the game has now been rescheduled, write this down, for Friday, December the 18th at 7:30 p.m. It will be played at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington. The game is part, of course, of the Big Ten Championship weekend. Todd Clausen, welcome back from your vacation, and welcome all of you to Good Morning Indiana. Of course, our Lauren Casey is off. Loved your pictures. Did you go to Idaho and Wyoming? Because they were spectacular.
Yeah, I went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, did some skiing. I drove into Idaho because I had never been there before. And then I hiked about 10 miles to Grand Teton National Park in the snow. So it was great to be outside, fresh air, and see all the beauty there out west. But it's always good to be back home here in central Indiana and right here on Good Morning Indiana once again this morning. I wish I brought the sunshine from out west. It was beautiful. There was hardly a cloud in the sky each and every day with temperatures in the 30s. Unfortunately, we have clouds out there this morning. And temperatures, though, are in the 20s and 30s. When I woke up every morning out west, it was below zero. So at least we're doing better in that aspect here for overnight lows. Our issue today is going to be 1, the clouds, and 2, the wind. You notice the wind gusting up to about 15, 16 miles per hour this morning, and that's putting wind chills in the teens in Lafayette as well as Peru. 21 in Indianapolis, 29 is the current temperature in Bloomington. And you can see the clouds that are in place. The trend, though, throughout the day today is going to be for the clouds to decrease. It'll be a slow process, though. We'll have to take our time to get some sunshine in here, but we're missing out on a pretty big storm system just off to our east, so that is good news, at least for today. There's a second storm system that heads our way as we get into the middle of the week. Today, decreasing clouds. It remains breezy, though, throughout the entire day. And temperatures just won't really do a whole lot. We're at 32 right now. We'll go down a couple degrees and then get back up to right around the freezing mark, Raphael, as we work our way throughout the afternoon hours.
Todd, thank you so much. A good morning today to Carmel, Columbus, and LaPel. Let's stay in Madison County this morning as we check on your morning commute. This is I-69 south of State Road 38 near Pendleton. As you can see, traffic in both directions moving well this morning. We'll keep an eye on your morning commute throughout Good Morning Indiana. The time now is 6:33. The light at the end of the tunnel is becoming more visible. COVID-19 vaccinations are set to start in some parts of the country as early as today. Saturday night, Dr. Robert Redfield, the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, accepted a CDC panel's recommendation of the U.S.'s first COVID-19 vaccine. This after the FDA granted emergency use for Pfizer's vaccine. Now, 2.9 million doses are headed to 636 locations across all 50 states.
I couldn't be more confident in the distribution of the vaccine. We've worked incredibly hard over many months doing test shipments, improving our shippers, making sure that they can maintain temperature during the entire journey. And we're very happy with the solution.
The U.S. plans to distribute 14 million doses of that vaccine by the end of this month, with tens of millions more going out at the beginning of 2021. Now let's take you out to the city's west side. This is the FedEx hub right at Indianapolis International, playing a key role in the vaccine storage and the vaccine distribution as those trucks roll out of that facility. The facility is responsible for storing vaccines in freezers and making sure that COVID-19 vaccines make it to their destinations. The company says it is more than prepared to handle the shipments, and it's working really close with federal, state, and local governments on the safe and swift transport of the vaccines.
This may be our finest hour, and I'm just so deeply proud of the role our team members have played in the fight against this pandemic to date. these vaccine manufacturers and the distributors, they're already our customers. We know them, we know their business. So the government came to us because they know we have the expertise in this. They know we have the network and the capabilities and the know-how to do it.
Indiana is expecting to get more than 55,000 doses of Pfizer's vaccine. 5 hospitals will be part of the initial rollout, including Indiana University Health Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis. Doses will be first given to healthcare workers and residents of long-term care facilities. In southern Indiana, Foam Fabricators is ramping up production of the special coolers that are needed to store and distribute the vaccines. Staffing has increased now by 20% at its New Albany plant. Foam Fabricators says it is currently the only company in the country making the type of coolers that will be used for the COVID-19 vaccines. 11 days until Christmas Day, and the deadline to get that package in the mail is almost right here. Next, the dates you need to keep in mind if you want your gift to arrive on time. Plus, a promise to boost employment for people who have been historically left behind. Coming up, how Hoosier companies are among those shooting for a major jobs goal. That story and much more coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana. We're just 10 days from Christmas Eve and the holiday shopping frenzy, as you know, it is well underway. Our Kelsey Anderson is live this morning with a warning if you are shopping online or mailing those gifts across the country. Kelsey, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Raphael. So 11 days until Santa Claus comes to town, and we're here at the post office in Fortville, and the delivery drivers are already showing up this morning. And they say today, December 14th, is the start of their busiest week because all the packages need to be out by December 18th so they can arrive by December 25th, Christmas Day. Now, this year, a record number of people are shopping online and sending those gifts across the country because some people just aren't spending holidays together right now because of the pandemic, and that is why the Postal Service, they did expand to Sunday deliveries. Now, if you are sending first-class mail, the recommended shipping deadline is December 18th. That's this Friday. And starting on December 19th, it's recommended that you use priority mail to make sure your packages are getting there on time, because don't forget, the post office does not run on Christmas Day. So I sent some packages on Tuesday last week to Florida. They were expected to be there on Saturday. My family has still not received those packages, and right now I don't have much tracking information. It just says that it's in transit. So hopefully it'll get there soon before Christmas comes. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. The time now is 6:40. Let's talk about hiring Hoosiers. Right now there is a major hiring effort underway by CVS to help with the massive COVID-19 vaccination effort. The company wants to hire around 700 licensed pharmacy techs in Indiana by the end of the year. A CVS spokesman says the added staff will play a critical role in the eventual retail vaccination efforts. Pharmacy techs will also help with COVID-19 testing. For more information about this opportunity and many more, go to our website, hiringhoosiers.com. Also hiring Hoosiers, Eli Lilly and Company is one of more than 30 companies across the country now joining a new coalition that will connect businesses with African American workers. The startup is called the 110 Coalition. Its goal to create 1 million jobs for Black Americans who don't have college degrees over the next 10 years. Now, in addition to Eli Lilly, several other companies with a large presence in Indiana also plan to be part of this coalition. They include the state's largest employer, Walmart, General Motors, Comcast, and the medical device company, Medtronic.
It took me all year to save that money because I had to squirrel a little bit away at a time because I have a little limited income.
So after buying hundreds of dollars in gift cards, she was in for a shocking and an unexpected outcome. Next, what happened when a woman reached out to WRTV after canceling Christmas in 2019? But first, your local forecast with our own Todd Clausen. Good morning, TK.
Raphael, good morning to you. We're settling in here to the middle of December, and it definitely feels like, in fact, temperatures running at or a little bit below normal for this time of year. Our average high is 39. We'll be below that until the weekend. And with these below normal temperatures comes the chance midweek of a little bit of light snow across parts of the area. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
New this morning, $925. That's how much one woman saved, and within minutes, she lost all of that money. She reached out to WRTV for help, hoping that she could celebrate Christmas this year.
Something like this would be harder to make.
Lily Ogle makes jewelry at home.
I love wearing jewelry. I wear a lot of jewelry. You have to run all those little beads. It makes a woman feel really good to have a nice, pretty piece of jewelry. I love my pink pearls with the abalone. It just makes her feel a little more bouncy.
The cash from her creations, which are sold around the world, help pay the bills.
I've sold a lot of pieces in California and Florida. I've sold pieces in Denmark, Finland, Germany, just all over. I use real stones. I use onyx and abalone and pearl and mother of pearl, jade, just all kinds.
Last year, she saved
$925.
That $925 meant to buy Christmas gifts for her family.
It took me all year to save that money.
So she bought $925 in Amazon gift cards at her local Kroger store. And then this happened.
I got home about 20 minutes later and tried to use those cards, and they said they had already been used. And I'm like, that's impossible. I just got them.
She says that Amazon told her they could not help because she did not buy the cards directly from them. Though she had her receipts, Kroger tells WRTV it could not help because gift cards are like cash. The cards cannot be replaced and no refunds can be made. Also, cashiers have no way to know if the gift card belongs to the person presenting it or to someone else, since the cards have no names on them and no ID is required for their use.
I'm not trying to get more than what I paid for the cards, but I feel like I deserve the $925 back that I put out for the cards.
We did reach out to the company that oversees those Amazon cards. That company is Black Hawk Network. They could not provide the specifics on what happened to Lily's cards, but did review our request and in the end refunded the $925. So Lily's happy about that. The company issued this statement to WRTV. We can share that we are in contact with her to resolve this matter to her satisfaction, and she is satisfied. Our advice to any card holder that may have questions, concerns, or suspicions about a card is that it's very important to call the customer service number on the back of that card immediately. We also have processes to help victims of fraud through restitution when appropriate. However, we don't go at it alone. Black Hawk partners with law enforcement in various geographies and retail industry organizations to enable a safer shopping environment for its consumers. We have more safety tips provided by Black Hawk in our story today that you'll find later today on our website, WRTV.com. We're happy that Lily is happy, and we're going to be happy today with Todd's forecast, even though it's a little bit chilly. A little bit.
Yeah, you know, Raphael, we will run a little bit below normal here as far as temperatures go throughout the day today, but we're dry, and as we get to the middle of the week, that won't be the case, as we'll have the potential for a little bit of rain and even some snow across parts of the area. This morning, mostly cloudy skies. You see temperatures in the 20s and 30s as we get going on this new work week. 29 in Lafayette, as well as Greencastle, 32 in Indy. You factor in the wind, and it feels like it's in the teens in northern locations. 21 is what it feels like in Indy, and 28 is what it feels like down in the Columbus area. So the clouds are in place, and we're going to have to be patient this morning for them to slowly start to thin out as we get into the afternoon hours. I do think we get some sunshine in here as the day goes on, but we were able to avoid a storm system off to our south and to our east. You see the rain, you see the snow, and this is the first of two storm systems that are going to be moving basically on the same track. The second one may be a little bit closer to give us the opportunity of a little bit of snowfall as we get into the day on Wednesday, but we're not looking at a lot in the way of snow, and more on that in just a second. This morning, mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, some sunshine, but even with the sunshine, we're going to have a west to northwesterly wind, and that's going to just keep the temperatures right around 32 degrees throughout much of the afternoon. We've already hit our high temperatures for the day today. Now, this evening, the skies will clear as the sun starts to set. That sets us up for a very cold day tomorrow to start. We're starting your Tuesday off with temperatures that will be in the 20s in all locations. 23 in Bloomington, 22 in Peru, 24 the low temperature in Muncie. And then tomorrow we get back up only again to right around 33 to 35 degrees with skies that'll start off with some sunshine, but then the clouds will build ahead of that next storm system that is going to be heading our way. It's not a major storm system. The timing, I have Wednesday morning there, but it's trending more into late morning compared to the morning commute right now, and then eventually into the afternoon hours. The accumulation appears to be very light. The main impact would be some slick spots. With the later arrival of this storm system, there's the better potential there could be some mixing that takes place. And these snowfall numbers will start to change as we get a little bit closer to the event. To the north, probably not much of anything in Lafayette over towards Logansport. From Indianapolis to the south, could be up to an inch. And the further south you get, maybe a little bit more than an inch, as you see there in Seymour. So again, this is not a big snowmaker for us, but nonetheless, as we get into the day on Wednesday, there will be the potential for some minor accumulating snow. We're on the western edge of this storm system, so if it tracks a little further to the east, which honestly has been the trend with a lot of these systems, we may be able to pull most of that snow out of the forecast, but we'll leave it in there for now. As we get into Thursday and Friday, pretty quiet, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 30s, and then another storm system brings rain and snow to the area potentially on Saturday, but that one's trending more wet with high temperatures. Raphael, that'll be climbing into the mid-40s.
Todd, thank you so much. At this moment, we are following a developing story when it comes to traffic. This is a live picture at I-65 at State Road 44. This is Franklin in Johnson County. There's a crash near the 86-mile marker just west-southwest of this area. The right lane is closed. It's expected to remain open in about 40 minutes. We're told that this crash, which is southwest of this location, happened in Bargersville. It's a crash with injury near northbound 37 and 144. We'll continue to monitor that situation, but as you can see right now at this live picture, for those of you in the Franklin area heading northbound or southbound, traffic in this area is moving well. As the first doses of the coronavirus vaccine start to arrive, the Surgeon General will answer your questions. Next hour on Good Morning America, Dr. Jerome Adams is live with information that you need to know. Plus, a check of your top stories and one more look at your forecast right here on Good Morning Indiana. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. We are following a traffic situation in Johnson County. This is I-65 at the 86-mile marker just south of Franklin. As you can see, traffic in both directions, both northbound and southbound, moving very slowly. We've reached out to INDOT to get more information about what's happening there, but if you're heading out this morning, keep in mind that traffic in the Franklin area is moving slow on Interstate 65. Good morning to you at 6:55. I'm Rafael Sanchez. Meteorologist Todd Clausen is standing by with your forecast, but first let's check your top stories on this Monday morning. We begin while we're waiting to learn more information about a weekend police shooting in northern Indiana that left a suspect dead and an officer with serious injuries. Police say this happened as officers were pursuing a man who was using a backhoe to cause property damage in Huntington early Sunday morning. Police say the man on the backhoe fired gunshots at the officers and was killed by return fire from police. The Electoral College vote happens today. It's where electors from each state will formally cast their ballots to confirm Joe Biden's win in the presidential election. Indiana has 11 electors voting today at the State House. They will cast Indiana's votes for President Donald Trump since Mr. Trump carried the state last month. The State House plans to offer a live stream for you to watch the vote. Kenny Moore of the Colts may have made the play of the year. Moore made an incredible one-handed interception of a Derek Carr pass in the second quarter of the Colts game in Las Vegas. Did you see it? The Colts offense also had its highest scoring game since 2014 as they beat the Raiders 44-27. The Colts now control their own playoff destiny with 3 games remaining in the regular season. That catch was sweet. The things we all dream of, right, Todd? We hope that we could always catch a football with that one arm, just kind of, doing our thing. But hey, he did it. We didn't do it. You have the forecast.
Yeah, it was absolutely spectacular, Raphael. There's no doubt about that. And a Colts win, which is even better for us. All right, as we go throughout this week, temperatures are going to run at or a little bit below normal for highs and lows. Wednesday's a day we'll keep an eye on for you with the potential for some minor accumulating snow across parts of the area, generally an inch or less, so nothing really to worry about as far as big snow goes. And then Thursday and Friday, pretty quiet. We warm up heading into the weekend, and on Saturday, we could be dealing with a little bit of a rain-snow mixture, Raphael, across the area.
Todd, thank you so much. We'll see you in a few moments during the Good Morning America cut-ins. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with news, weather, and updates. A live look at downtown Indianapolis. What a beautiful scene. We'll see you tomorrow morning right here on